told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim. This is a Cash Kelly NAC Sports Report, and big news coming out of the NFL for all of you fantasy guys who took Chirs Johnson #1 in your draft. The time of panic is over for you. Now, I haven't done a fantasy draft yet. I was kind of holding out to see a few things. This would be one of them, that and the fact that I have just been busy as hell. Then again, you guys really probably don't care. So I'll get on to the big news. Chirs Johnson, probably, if you don't want to call him the best running back, I'd call him the second. Adrian Peterson's the best running back, and Chirs Johnson is better than Arian Foster. He's done it for a couple more seasons than Arian Foster. And really, the 2,006 yards he had in 2009, that really gives him the edge. You would have to have great stats like Adrian Peterson. He gets a 4-year, $53 million extension, which will make him the highest paid running back in the history of the NFL. It will guarantee him $30 million. Johnson will be 27 by about week 2 in the season. Between week 2 and week 3, Johnson's going to turn 27. And we hear about these running backs 27, some guys 28 is their prime. And usually it's become even more that even when you're 29 you kind of hit a wall. So to guarantee this guy $30 million when you're talking about going through the age of almost 31, I'm just not sure it was necessarily worth it. The Titans are not in a position where they are going to contend this year or probably next year. I understand that they want to put the rest of their players in a position to be successful, and it makes sense there because Chirs Johnson's going to allow guys like Jake Locker to be more successful. And really, right now, he's the only offensive weapon they have because you don't know what you're getting out of Locker. There's not really a proven big-time receiver there. So, I mean, Chirs Johnson is the Titans right now. And he is one of the best running backs in the NFL, as I said. So paying him made sense. But I think if you wait a week or two, you could have got this guy to take a deal where he's making $11.5 million instead of $13.5 million a season. I mean, that is a lot of money to guarantee to this guy. $30 million for a running back who's right in his prime right now. For a running back who I would tend to think his best season is behind him. And he's in great shape. It all makes sense. And yeah, he certainly made some stupid mistakes on Twitter the other day. And I want to get into that real quick. He made a statement on Twitter, I forget the exact quote, but it was something like, I'd like to thank all the people who are praying for me to get this new deal or something. And I was listening to Into the Night with Tony Bruno last night, and him and his producer Tim Case were talking about, oh, you don't pray for Chirs Johnson at night? I mean, sometimes the athletes they don't live in the real world once they get this amount of money, and Chirs Johnson's one of those guys getting this amount of money. 4 years, not necessarily too long, but for the money they're giving him, he better be pretty damn productive over the course of those 4 years.